Folks, thanks for joining us today. My name's John Dubas with Premier Marketing, and for the next few minutes, we're going to discuss one of the programs available to the population we serve, and that is one of the proper nutrition and food available for ourselves on a day-to-day basis. So for many of us that serve the lower income population within the Medicare community, this can be particularly applicable to that population. So let's visit about this program as it's being recorded for your future reference as well. And be aware of the fact that such programs are out there to help folks that are having challenges locating the food they need for on a day-to-day basis, some of the purest basic needs that we have. And the program we discussed today is SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. And this is a program that we look at in detail today and gives us the detail we need in line with the stats and facts that we need to properly discuss this program. We'll look at the eligibility rules and how our clients apply for this program and what our eligible clients receive through SNAP. It gives us also an idea as to how this works in relationship to other public programs, including other food assistance programs, and look at other resources that may be out there that we can use to help the population that we serve. SNAP is administered at the federal level by the United States Department of Agricultural, Food, and Nutrition Services. And states set their own eligibility guidelines and make determinations following broad federal rules for this program, and helps those who can qualify afford food. Anyone who qualifies for SNAP can get the benefit, and the benefit is loaded monthly onto a debit card, which is used to help buy food. SNAP benefits can be used at any approved store, and there are over 250,000 of them available nationwide. And we need to keep in mind that some states may have different names for their version of this program. For example, Three Squares VT in Vermont, Food Supplement Program in Maryland. So let's look at that and keep in mind that we need to be aware of the specifics for the state that we are using and are applicable for the people we serve. There are over 4.8 million older adults age 60 plus that use SNAP benefit each month. And roughly 3 out of 5 seniors who qualify for SNAP don't apply. And that means over 5 million seniors are potentially missing out on this benefit. The average SNAP benefit for an older adult living alone is about $108 a month, and 80% of the participants age 65 or age 60 plus live alone. Every dollar in a SNAP benefit program generates over $1.73 in community spending. So this can make a difference not only for the person themselves, but create an additional effect, a good effect for the community in which they live. It's also important for us to know that eligibility for SNAP is based on the income of a household. So what is a household? This is generally everyone who lives together and purchases and prepares meals together. Now, that's considered a household for the purposes of SNAP. However, those who are 60 plus and are unable to purchase or prepare food meals separately, example, those with a permanent disability, may be considered a separate household, only if the others that they live with do not have very much income, no more than 165% of the federal poverty level. Households with elderly or disabled members have different eligibility rules than other households. So we need to be aware of that fact as well, and who all is in that household. So who all is considered elderly in terms of this program? Well, those are folks that are 60 years or older. And who's disabled? Well, generally those who are receiving supplemental security income, SSI, or Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI benefits. Something to recall there. Some people who are categorically eligible for SNAP, they have proven that they're eligible for other means-tested program. Well, they include folks that are actually accessing supplemental security income, the SSI benefit, or are public or general assistance from a state or local governmental program, or those that are temporarily receiving assistance for needy families, the TANF. program. Anything we can do to put another acronym in there for you. However, most still need to complete a SNAP application, even if they're excused from proving certain components of eligibility. So we want to check with our state in which that person resides. All other households need to prove they qualify under applicable SNAP income and resources tests. We want to look at households who have an elderly person, 160 plus, or a person who is disabled. They need to meet the net income test. So keep that in mind, net. Unless they're receiving only SSI, general assistance, or TANF, then they do not have to reprove their income. Net income means gross income minus allowable deductions. So net income is very important because it helps us establish both eligibility and the amount of benefits that a person can receive. And there are many types of deductions that are allowed for the elderly or disabled households. So we'll look at that on the next slide. Seniors or people living with disabilities must have net income at or below 100% of the federal poverty level. So this makes a difference on people on a fiscal, not a calendar year benefit. So we need to keep that in mind as well. Deductions that can help determine the amount of the SNAP benefit. Well, you have a standard deduction, which is the ability to subtract $160 for households with 1 to 3 members, $170 for those with 4 members or more. That can be higher in Alaska or Hawaii or for larger households. And the medical deductions can come into play here as well. So the elderly or disabled members, they can subtract medical expenses that are more than $35 for the month if they are not paid for by insurance or someone else. There are no caps on medical deductions as well. An important thing to keep in mind. The housing deductions that come into play, well, we subtract excess shelter costs that are more than half of the household's income after the other deductions can come into play. And then again, no cap applied. And allowable costs include rent or mortgage payments and taxes on the home. Utility costs may be accounted for in a standard utility allowance, an SUA. So these are mandatory in some states, optional in some others. In some states may prove their actual expenses are higher than the standard utility amount. And so that gives us an opportunity to look at this particular website and calculate that particular deduction. We talked about the income portion there. So what do we do when we look at the resource limit? We look at some of the other assistance programs that we talk about on a regular basis with the Medicare Advantage programs, or the Medicare assistance programs, I should say. The SNAP resource limit, well, some states don't have a resource limit for households or with elderly or disabled members, like a few of the states have with some of the other programs. And many states either increase the resource limit or apply that resource test only if older adult gross household incomes are above 200% of the federal poverty level. In some other states, if at least one person is over the age of 60 or is disabled, households may have up to $3,500 in countable resources. So, for example, money's in a checking or a savings account, stocks, bonds, things of that nature. It's important for us to remember that our clients, if they're getting SSI, TANF, or GAPA, usually do not need to verify their resources, but we need to check with the state in which that person resides. What's not counted as a resource? Well, that's if the home applicant resides in certain states, and we need to check with those states for additional exclusions. How do we apply? Well, only the SNAP agency can decide if someone is eligible. So we need to have a good relationship with those organizations to help the population we serve. And some states allow clients to apply online. Others require them to bring in the application to the local SNAP eligibility office. So it's important for us to know the rules in our particular state so we can help our clients understand and accurately respond to the questions that are being answered. The state SNAP agency must decide on eligibility within 30 days. So it's not a long, drawn-out process. There's a 7-day processing of those with little or no income or assets that can be used to buy food. There are certain states that require an in-person interview unless it's waived. And it's important for us, once again, to understand our state rules and download the appropriate applications at this website. So the benefitscheckup.org.getsnap. It's important for us also to realize that the amount of the benefit will depend upon household composition, income, and where that client lives. So to find the benefit amount, we need to multiply the household's net monthly income by 30%. We need to subtract that amount from the maximum benefit for the household size. Once again, that chart is available at this website, and that's what gets us the household SNAP monthly benefit. What SNAP can buy? It gives us the opportunity to purchase grocery items such as breads and cereals, foods and fruits and vegetables, meats, fish and poultry, dairy products, and seeds and plants which produce food for the household to eat. SNAP is not allowed for certain products such as beer, wine, liquor, cigarettes, or tobacco, any non-food items such as pet food, soaps, paper products, or household supplies, vitamins or medicines, food that can be eaten in the store, and hot food. So this reminds us that we need to look at this in addition to some other programs that might be available for that client or prospect in that particular state. Now, some states allow SNAP to be used to purchase, well, by qualifying homeless people, the elderly, or the disabled to purchase low-cost meals from qualifying restaurants or from Meals on Wheels program. It's important to note SNAP can never be exchanged for cash. When we look at how SNAP interacts with SSI, it's important to note that Social Security tells all applicants for SSI about SNAP, and SSI applicants may start a SNAP application at the same time they apply for SSI or when they recertify for that SSI eligibility. Social Security forwards information of that SNAP application to the state SNAP eligibility process or the offices. So we're looking at perhaps a multiple program application process. The SNAP office processes these SNAP applications and decides how much, if any, SNAP benefits are available to be awarded. And some states streamline the process through data transfers from SSI to the SNAP agency. So they're looking to make the process as seamless as possible. One state, California, cashes out SNAP. So in this circumstance, people with SSI in cash out states do not get SNAP. Instead, the state turns a lump sum onto the SSI benefit. And several states run combined application projects. And these demonstrations are designed to simplify the SNAP enrollment for the SSI benefits or for the SSI recipients by using data from that SSI application. And so that person needs only answer a few additional questions. And generally, for one person elderly SSI households, it's a fairly simple process. We also need to look at perhaps senior farmers market nutrition programs as well, because this is another anti-hunger program that gets food quickly into the hands of people who need it. So these are funded through grants to states, through the District of Columbia, USI territories, and tribal governments as well. These help low-income seniors purchase eligible food at farmers markets, roadside stands, and community-supported agricultural programs. To be eligible for this, a person has to be 60 plus with income less than 185% of federal poverty level. There are some states that use participation in other programs, such as SNAP, as proof of eligibility for the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program, so people don't have to prove their income again. In this year of processing, benefits were available to over 800,000 low-income seniors. So we have additional detail for you here at this website as well. When we also look at the commodity supplemental food programs, this gives us an opportunity to work to improve the health of low-income seniors by providing them with nutritious food. So this formerly served women, infants, and children, but only those over the age of 60 who have been able to apply since February 2014. Eligibility for this are folks that are age 60 plus with income less than 130% of federal poverty level. Now, certain state agencies, departments of health and human services, they store commodity supplemental food program food, and they distribute it through local agencies. This program is available in 47 states, the District of Columbia, and 2 Indian tribal organizations. So to get a fact sheet for this, we go to this website so we can pull it down for the state in which we are looking to help people in. The Emergency Food Assistance Program is a distribution program that the United States Department of Agriculture uses to provide food items to states where the distribution formula is based on the number of unemployed people in that state and the number of people living below the poverty level. States then provide the food to local agencies, usually food banks, which distribute it to local organizations such as soup kitchens or food pantries to help serve eligible beneficiaries. This food varies according to market conditions and state preferences. So these folks who can get the Emergency Food Assistance Program may also qualify for SNAP. That additional detail is available on this website for us to use. The different resources that we can reach out to and become more familiar with SNAP include the United States Department of Agriculture program. We can download SNAP applications at the Benefits Checkup website at GetSNAP, and the SNAP retailer locator is at this website as well. So a lot of the detail we need to do for SNAP is all available on that website, one place or another. The different program outreach materials or best practice handbooks and more information about the National Council on Aging is available here at the National Council of Aging.org website under Senior Hunger. We want to make certain that everyone understands the value that this program brings to a particularly vulnerable part of our population that right now is probably feeling that financial pressure more than ever, and a lot of it based on information that's out there because of some of the political atmosphere that we have. So we want to make certain that we are making available National Council on Aging information through the Center for Benefits. And we can find other Benefits 101 resources at the National Council of Aging website as well. If you have particular questions about this program for a population that you serve in a particular state, you can access that directly by contacting the organization through Centers for Benefits at the National Council of Aging.org email address. This gives us that opportunity to serve a population that is in dire need of our help right now. And these are some of the things that can differentiate you as an insurance agent from other people that are out there working in the community on a pure let's sell something basis. You will receive information available on this that can apply to your particular market, but it does differentiate you from other folks that may be just looking for a sale, as opposed to those, well, yeah, we need sales too, but we need to help the people that we serve. So all that said and done, this presentation will be available to you on our website. This particular presentation that we've just gone through will be made available to you as well through our information resources that we have at Premier Marketing as well. So premiersmi.com is a great way for you to find some additional information, and you of course can find us at 1-800-365-8208 for more detail. All that said and done, thank you for the time in reviewing this information, and we look forward to visiting with you about this and other programs that we can utilize to serve that population that makes such a difference to us and our families and our agencies and ourselves as well. Thanks so much. We look forward to chatting with you again soon.